equals minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, where a is the number in front of the x squared term, b is the number in front of the x term, and then c is my constant term. So then, given a question, so we get something like this. We're going to be able to solve that for x. And so the first thing we need to be able to do is we need to figure out what is the a, what is the b, and what is the c. So first off, the a is the number in front of the x squared term, and so for this problem, we got a is 1. So we don't bother writing the 1 there, seeing 1 times x squared would just be x squared. B is 3, and then c is my minus 28. So the first thing we need to be able to do is we want our equation in this form. We need to figure out the a, the b, the c. So we got our a, our b, our c. And if you cannot figure out the a, the b, the c, that is when you end up with the d or the f. So now we have our numbers. We take these numbers and we plug them into our equation. So x is going to be minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times a minus 28 all over 2 times 1. Okay. So now the rest of this is number crunching. So we go through the steps, we get this will be minus 3 plus or minus 3 squared, which is 9, minus 4 times 1 times 28. Well, minus 4 times 1 is minus 4. Minus 4 times 28 is going to be 112 all over 2 times 1, which is going to be 2. So now we need to simplify what we have underneath our square root. And so we would have that x is going to be minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 121 over 2. The square root of 121 is 11 over 2. And now from here we get our two answers and our two solutions to our problem. The first answer is going to be minus 3 plus 11 over 2. So minus 3 plus 11 is 8. 8 over 2 is going to be 4. And then my second answer will be minus 3 minus 11 over 2. So minus 3 minus 11 is negative 14. Divide that by 2, and we end up with negative 7. So we have our two solutions to this quadratic. The answers are going to be 4 and negative 7. So let's run through another example as to how this works. Okay. So we'll put up another problem here. And so what's good about this method and using a formula is that it will work no matter what the quadratic is. We can get answers. So this time let's do something like this. So we have our quadratic. So again, we need to figure out the a, b, and c. So a is, this case, is going to be 3. B is going to be equal to 9. And then c is going to be 2. And then we want to take those and again plug them into our formula. And so x is going to equal minus 9 plus or minus the square root of 9 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2 all over 2 times 3. So again, the next part of this is to do all the number crunching out of it. And so we get x is going to be minus 9 plus or minus 9 squared, which is 81, 4 times 3 times 2 is going to give us a minus 24 over 6. Simplifying our radical part, we get 81 minus 24, which in this case is going to be 57 over 6. And so we have this. So now we got, in terms of this number, which is not going to have a nice whole number square root. And so part of it will be depending on what formula are they looking for in terms of the answer. If they want the exact answer, then my answers will be given in terms of this. If they are wanting the toy answer in terms of this, then we could find out that the square root of 57 is going to be basically 7.55, rounding that to the nearest hundredth. Okay. So now again, we get two answers to our quadratic. We got the one answer is going to be minus 9 plus 7.55 over 6. And the second answer will be minus 9 minus 7.55 over 6. And those two can be plugged in the toy, and we can get the two answers for our quadratic and our solution.